Hey, how's it going? Remember when I used to do these? Like all the time? Yeah, me either. It's playoffs. It's a very exciting time for uh, 8 teams. The other two, he's heating up, and incredibly, the Hummer Rockers are out. Um, but we're in it, and legitimately all 8 teams have a chance to win a title. Seriously, I mean, I could see Arsenio winning it. I could see Screwed by the Bells winning it. Buffalo Soldiers are certainly capable when they all show up. This league is crazy. This league is crazy. It's been a lot of fun. I should apologize that I've been so terrible with write-ups and just terrible in general. My life is a little up in the air right now. There's a lot of stuff going on. Nothing bad. All good. Just been busy. I'm actually not sure if I'm coming back next season. I'm going to be coaching Newton North basketball, the freshman team, in the winter, and apparently they practice 6 days a week. I had no idea that it was that serious. I didn't get to play in high school, as evidence. I mean, you probably know that by watching me play, or maybe you're surprised by it. I don't know. It's very serious, huh? You guys take basketball serious. 6 days? So anyways, my status for next year is up in the air. I mean, I'll obviously be devastated if I can't play. I think I've played every season for the last 2.5 years. And I'm in the prime of my life. I've never been better than what I am right now. Never. You'd kill me to leave. We're going to do awards like maybe tomorrow or down the line. But I wanted to talk about these matchups because some of them are really good. First game, 6 o'clock, Hoops McCann, the offensive juggernaut Hoops McCann versus Buffalo Soldiers. Have no idea what to make of Buffalo. When we were going into week 4, I called them the most balanced team in the league, and I thought they were. I thought they had size and great guard play and great defensive play, and then they just stopped showing up and stopped playing hard in general. I feel like they kind of, they edged their way into the playoffs. They kind of backed their way in a way. Which is fine because there's been other teams that have barely gotten into the playoffs and then turned it on and found success. But I don't know what to make of them. And the 6 o'clock time slot, is Burke going to make it? Is Tibbs going to make it? Is C-Mac going to make it? You're playing Hoops McCann. Like, I don't know if you noticed, but like Brett Armstrong, I think nearly averaged a triple-double this season. Tang is still Kevin Tang. He's very, very good. And then Tyler hasn't missed a 3 all season. Freyer is known to just go off for like 20 or 30 or 40 whenever he wants. They have a solid bench of Nick Barry and Stephen Downey. They are finally coming into their own. They struggled early in the season to put it all together. And it makes sense. Brett and Tang play so fast that it was hard for them to get on the same page and then for Tyler and Freyer to kind of get it. But now they do. And I think if you asked East Invasion who they least wanted to play in the playoffs, it would be Hoops and McCann. And I know Noah's pretty disappointed that they're in each other's bracket. I guess they play next round. So that's tough. As far as the game goes, I don't know. I think Tang, if we're going to look at like who matches up with who, I think Tang takes Macaulay. And then if they want to get really tricky with it and fun, you put Brett on Tibbs. I don't think Tibbs wants any part of Brett. And then Tyler takes Craig, which is a good matchup. And then who else is on that team? Brett, Freyer. Oh, and then Freyer takes Tristan? Or they rotate with Tristan and Harry? I don't know. I think the matchups favor Hoops McCann. Buffalo is still capable of playing good basketball, but just haven't done it since, October? If I was going to set the line, I'd set it at Hoops, minus 8.5. Yeah. Not very confident in that one. I think Hoops advances. To the second game of the night, and possibly the funnest. East Invasion, undefeated East Invasion versus Screwed by the Bells. I think everyone knows the backstory of their Week 2 matchup where Nestler was ejected by Billy Durbrow. And they still kept it fairly close in the first half. And almost won, I guess. Maybe they pulled away. East Invasion pulled away in the second half, but there was some debate over whether or not the Bells actually had a chance to win that game. I legitimately think, and I'm not just doing this to be like fun, I legitimately think that Screwed by the Bells can beat East Invasion. I think that Nestler is up to the task to take on Jochin. I think people have figured out how to guard Jochin a little bit. Is that, or at least a way to guard him, not to stop him, but the best way to guard him is to not try to block his shot, but by putting your hand in his face. Because with his like Kevin Garnett release, like that crazy release, that's never going to be blocked. But if you got to put a hand in his face, that's successful. Aziz found some success last week, and Strange did a pretty great job on him as well by just implementing that method. Jared had his best game of the year last week. I don't think he's going to be able to pull off 28 points with MC3 on him. MC3 is actually a really good defender. He's a little underrated as a defender, in my opinion. So that could be like the fun matchup to watch. In my opinion, the game comes down to Ruben and Noah. When Ruben and Noah contribute, and Noah especially has been contributing lately, they're fairly unbeatable. But if Vig can kind of cancel out Noah, and in my opinion he can. If Vig actually shows up, by the way, is everyone going to show up for Bells? I hope so. Vig versus Noah is a good one to watch. Ruben should have an advantage over Harry or Max or whoever he puts on him. So look for Ruben to explode too. If I was setting the line, I would go East Invasion. I'd say -8.5 again. But I can't wait to watch this game. Do you know how excited Sam Boyer is going to be? Like, I get excited. I'm excited right now just talking about it. But Sam's going to be through the roof. It's a night. Noah's not excited. Noah's team is not excited to play Screwed by the Bells again. They much rather would have played. I think they'd rather play Arsenio. I think they'd rather play. I think they'd even rather play Buffalo Soldiers. Seriously. Let's go to my game. VIP on Swole versus G4. This is the third time that I'll be playing Stat in the first round of the playoffs. I hate that. Last year, I feel like I always have to play Drew in the first round too. Not excited about that because, Drew's he takes the game very seriously. We played them a few weeks back. Drew wasn't there, and we actually probably should have lost. Kamal played really well. Kevin beat me up. Stat and Strange kind of cancel each other out. But last week we played our best basketball game. Macaulay was on, and Marvin, I think, had 20 points, and our ball movement was really, really good. And I think Stat and Ian, who were scoring the game, were well aware of how good we are capable of being. So, I'm optimistic. Do you guys know that Stat has never won a BDraft playoff game? Like, never. That's the only thing. Like, if we lose, part of me will be okay with it. Just because Xavier deserves one victory. Maybe I won't be okay with it. Probably not. But it'd be, I guess I could deal. I could deal with it. I think Saro's obviously excited. Saro's had a rough few weeks, but we look to get him back on track. Ian and Marvin would be maybe the deciding factor. Marvin, who is the best pick of the draft, the biggest steal of the draft, versus the garbage man. Should be interesting. But I feel good. It would suck to go out like this. It would suck to go out in the first round and take next season off. So I'd really like to win. So let's keep that in mind. I set the line at got -3.5. That's going to come down to the wire. I'm already nervous about it. Game's going to stress me out. I hate these games. Fourth game of the night, Arsenio Billinghams versus What You Cacking About Willis. LeBlanc and Barrett, the best two-man combo that we've had in the BDraft ever. They're the best. It's crazy. They account for 88% of their team points, and they do it in really two methods, where they run a pick and roll with LeBlanc and Barrett, or Barrett simply posts up, and if it gets doubled, he kicks it out to LeBlanc and he scores. LeBlanc can score in transition too. It helps also that Brian can really dish the ball and find buckets for other players as well. But people like to make a big deal out of the fact that no one else on Willis scores, but it doesn't matter. It really doesn't. LeBlanc and Barrett are going to score between 20 and 30 points apiece. And that's 50 or 60 points. They're going to play at a slow pace, and you're going to have to score on them. And it can be tough. Oh, you know what? We have Josh versus Brian. I didn't even think of that. The Battle of the Brothers. That's pretty cool. And I guess Josh guards LeBlanc. Yeah. So Josh did an amazing job on Brett Armstrong a few weeks back. He's definitely familiar with LeBlanc, and LeBlanc with him. What if Josh shuts down LeBlanc? Not shuts down, but holds him to 13. It really comes down to if Bobby Haas can guard Brian, and those are two former teammates as well. And I don't think Bobby's had success in guarding Brian in the past, and I can't imagine that it's going to start now. It's going to come down to game planning. I felt like, when we played Willis, we did a good job of doubling down on Brian, weak side help coming over. Have Nolan cheat off of Bliss, have Nolan cheat off of Randall, and just try to steal the pass. Try to make the post-entry pass a little bit more difficult. And yes, I'm game planning against Willis because I feel like they're really good, and I'd rather play Arsenio than Willis. If you guys want any more tips, I can help you out. Flinny, you can hit me up. I'll send some more advice your way. If I was sending the line, I'd set it at Willis, probably at -8.5. So we have 8.5 there. Yeah. So to recap, I have Hoops over Buffalo Soldiers, East Invasion over Screwed by the Bells, but an awesome game. VIP on Swole versus G4. I have G4 winning that game, but it's going to be super close, and it's going to make me sick. I can't wait for it, though. It should be fun. And then Arsenio Billinghams versus Cack and Willis. 4 games, 4 super tight battles. This is the best day of the BDraft season. It's opening round of the playoffs where anything can happen. Should be fun. All right, guys. I got to get out of here. I love you. Shout out to Mike McCauley. It's time to step up. Let's win a championship. All right. See you. Bye.